Bonaduce, life coach. Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
All right, it is time to save the world with Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
Wow.
1-800-252-1025. Life Coach is brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Let's talk to Mary in Kent. Good morning, Mary.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
What can I do for you?
I have a teenager who just doesn't seem to get it.
Well, I mean, isn't that kind of the law? I personally, and I'm not being facetious here, I don't know anybody that has teenagers that get it. I have two at the moment. Pretty soon one will be 20. But right now I have a 19-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they don't get it. What did you want your teenagers to get, Mary?
Just do your homework and, keep your grades up and, life would be easy.
Well, I'll tell you this. First of all, I agree with you. Life would be a breeze if they would do these things. And you know what? Here's the thing a kid's not going to get. I mean, if the kid got this, it would be such a special teenager. If you go to college and you study hard, the world is your oyster. Totally, totally, totally true. For the most part, I'm sure there's, some exceptions to that rule. But here's what I would suggest. Don't baby them. Whatever you do, don't baby them. You say your kids don't get it. I'll ask you, Mary, do your kids have a computer and plenty of time in front of the TV?
Computer, yeah, not so much time in front of the TV. They're kind of busy with sports and other things. So
okay, start curtailing anything that is extracurricular and start getting them to do their homework. They've got to make sure that their homework is just as important as baseball or basketball, and they've got to know before, because the time runs out on this. The time runs out when all you really have to do is buckle down. Let's say, I'm 54, so I'm not a great example, but let's say I'm 30, maybe even 28, and I decide, you know what, I am going to buckle down. The window has closed where it's just automatic. I'm going to get ahead now. Now, if you buckle down and you work really hard, this is in fact America, but everything's going to be 10 times harder than if you'd have done this when you were a kid and working your way into college. So that's what I want you to do. Manage the fun times. And you know what? It sounds like you're a really good mom, that your kids have a lot of sporting activities and things like that. Just make sure, put every second that they put into baseball, and baseball is, is anything they do. I'm just going to pick baseball. For every time they go, for every hour they spend on the baseball field, the soccer field, they need to spend an hour at doing homework and getting it to ready. And I want them to get right into a college, no problem. And you can make sure that happens, Mary, if they just buckle down and do the work, and they'll do it if you start taking away some of the other things. But stay friendly with them, but you don't want to be their best friend. You want to be a friend. Hey, thank you very much for the call, Mary.
This is Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach, and if you've got a question, now is the time to call 1-800-252-1025. Any kind of problem, Danny can help you, so just make that call.
Damn right.
Kelly in Seattle, you're on with Danny.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Danny.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, I got this thing, man. I take care of my dad's 83. He's doing pretty good. My mom is kind of going downhill. My brother lives in Bozeman, Montana. He's got power of attorney. Now, if they fall ill, what am I going to do if he's got power of attorney?
Well,
should I?
Go ahead. What's your question?
Well, my question is should I have my brother transfer power of attorney to me in case they fall?
The answer to your question, Kelly, is kind of easy. I'm sorry that you have a difficult time right now, but the answer is absolutely yes. And right now, if they fall ill, like, for example, and God forbid, Kelly, they pass away, well, people are going to be able to make certain arrangements, and everybody expects certain arrangements. But if they started to get ill and you need to make life-altering decisions, you're legally absolutely not allowed. I've seen this happen, man. Only your brother, who's in Montana, can make these decisions. And even if he comes to town, it may be too late. They might need somebody on board right now. My guess would be that is you. But if your question is, do you need to get that power of attorney transferred to you? Yes. And you haven't raised the ugly question of money and finances. A lot of people go, the wrong sibling has the power of attorney because there's finance. There doesn't seem to be finance, or you don't seem to perceive that as a problem. I think your brother will hand it over. I think it's just kind of like almost by accident that he got power of attorney. People are signing documents as they get older and think that it should be done. And, this guy, the other kid has proved something your parents where they think, hey, let's do it, give this guy power of attorney. Yeah, Kelly, you absolutely need a revocable trust. Ask Susie Orman about that. But that's for you. Everybody in your case needs that. But you need power of attorney to make the medical decisions for your parent on a moment's notice, because they're very weird about that. So the answer to the question is yes, you need that. Thanks, Kelly.
This is Danny Bonaduce, life coach. If you've got a question, 800-252-1025. Any kind of problem, he can help you. You can change your name if you need to, and you can email if you would like, lifecoach@KZOK.com. Brian in Kent has sent an email. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was about 10 years old, but I was never put on medication. Fast forward 6 years, and I began to medicate myself with methamphetamines in order to focus and function.
Woo! I don't know that I'd have gone that way.
I am now 32 years old, and I'm getting married next month. She knows my history, but thinks that I'm clean now. I want to stop for my health and my marriage and my 4-month-old son. I plan to talk to a doctor about ADHD drugs, but I'm afraid he won't take me seriously. Should I confess to my fiance? It gets worse. She keeps telling me how proud she is of me for being productive while being clean.
Wow, this is a nightmare, buddy.
What should I do?
Okay, why are you confessing to the fiance? Confess to the doctor. There's all sorts of ways that a doctor can help you right now. And, doctors are pretty amazing people. There's all sorts of drugs that will help you wean off other drugs. But, don't burden the wife with this one right now. She sounds like a great woman. She's proud of you. Whether she's supposed to be proud of you or not, she is. Don't unburden on her. I personally, it's weird. I have never heard of a guy, hey, I know what I'll do. I got ADHD. I'll take meth. That ought to calm me down. But if it worked for you, and I can imagine, like, Ritalin, if you take Ritalin right now, it does in fact calm you down. If you gave it to me, it would just jack me up. And so it works in reverse. So maybe the meth works in reverse. But yeah, don't burden the fiance with it. Burden the doctor with it and see what he recommends. And if he recommends rehab, well, she's going to know immediately. And by the way, in the long run, I don't think it's a bad idea for her. No, I think it's a good idea. She can support you, and she can't support you if she doesn't know. But, he can give you drugs and medically help you to get off meth. And, the ADHD thing when you're a kid, I don't know that it ever goes away, but there's so many different choices to go with medicine right now. Your doctor can help you out, but don't burden the little woman, burden the doctor. That's his job, man. Good luck.
Sounds like this guy maybe just needs to get off drugs.
That does sound like he needs to get off drugs. That's exactly. But I mean, if you're touching meth, because I'm not that against drugs, they've been very bad to me, and I'm almost against all the drugs that affected my life. They're bad. But some drugs, what the hell? But it sounds I've never met anybody that was a recreational meth user.
This is Danny Bonaduce, life coach. Carol in Auburn, you're up next.
Hey, Carol.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, just not feeling very good, and I don't think it's seasonal affective disorder because I moved up here a long time ago because I love it. That I have a good job, a good home, a good family, lots of friends. But yeah, I'm just really kind of feeling empty.
All right, and so then, what is your question?
I just wondered if you had any advice.
I do. I absolutely have advice, Carol. Here's the thing that, you're coming from a good family. I'm assuming you got a good job. All the things that are in your life, let me ask you, are all the things that are in your life pretty positive?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't know and don't get. And maybe you should go and see somebody. You might be clinically depressed, and it's not that big of a deal. They'll just give you some minor, very soft drugs if that's the case. But here's the thing. There is no guarantee. Good family, good job, good relationships, good kids, all that stuff. It doesn't make you feel wonderful inside all the time. It's not its own reward all the time. As a matter of fact, sometimes you look around and you think, things are so great. Why don't I feel better? And that's really, really common. I would, now that you know about it, and we've talked about it, Carol, I would think to yourself, hey, Danny was right, which I appreciate it when you think that, man. There's no guarantee that just because everything's going so well, I should automatically feel good. But if you feel bad or feel worse, you absolutely go to a doctor. And for anybody else there, and I appreciate this call, Carol, if you're out there and you've got a problem and it's nothing's that big, like Carol says, she just feels empty inside and everything else is going great, man, go talk to somebody about that. There's no shame in it. I do it. I do it every Thursday, for God's sake. I think, Carol, this is not a big deal at all. But do what I say to do about Life Coach. Give me a call and we'll just talk about it. We'll go to see somebody whose job it is, and you guys can just talk about it, and we'll see why you feel a little empty inside, and we'll see if you don't stop feeling that way, and I guarantee that you will. Thank you very much, Carol. I appreciate that.
We've got time for more.
Carol.
But she sounds sad, and something needs to be done.
Yeah, but I can't get too all worked up about it, because if she follows my advice, she's going to realize, oh, man, I feel pretty good, really. This is the way life's not a guarantee, and things are going pretty much my way.
I'd say margarita or some ice cream.
There you go. Or both. A margarita ice cream. There you go. Put in like
Yum.
strawberry and some tequila and blend that puppy up.
That's a great idea.
It's a terrible idea, you maniac.
800-252-1025. This is Danny Bonaduce, life coach. He has been through, well, I'd say everything.
Yeah, pretty much everything.
So any kind of question you have, he will be able to help you. 800-252-1025. We're going to put you on now, Danny, with Chuck in Tacoma.
Nicely done. Hiya, Chuck in Tacoma.
Hey.
Hey.
I've been in a relationship now for 9 years, and she has kind of taken a dive and been stagnant, doesn't want to help herself medically with some of the depression issues and all that other kind of stuff. And I'm moving forward with my life, getting better, continuing to be in recovery for anger for the last 15 years. And I have recently met another gal, and I told my girlfriend that I don't think it's going to work out, that I just, would like to move on. But she wants to try to work things out. What do I do? I've been seeing this other gal as well.
All right, now, here's the thing. I'm just going to answer a knee-jerk position on this, and that is leave. This is not the girl. She was the girl for 9 years. I know that sounds mean if you're just listening, but Chuck's seeing the other girl. There's problems with the relationship he's had for 9 years. If Chuck doesn't go with the new girl that gives him freedom and happiness, he's going to go with the same girl he's been with for 9 years, and it's going to fizzle out anyway. Why don't you go where there's some excitement? Jump ship, Chuck. Don't be mean to anybody. Be really nice to everybody involved, and go with the new girl that's going to add excitement to your life. I don't think you owe the girl 9 years. You've been with her 9 years. It's been a great relationship. It's now time to part ways, and I think that's the case even without the new girl. This relationship ran its course. Leave with everybody happy and very few injuries, and try and be with the new girl and see if she doesn't lead you to some kind of new excitement and fulfillment.
All right. Got an email for you here on Danny Bonaduce, life coach. A lot of relationship problems.
Yes.
Adam in Tacoma writes, I've been in a long-distance relationship for a couple of years.
No. Okay.
Things have deteriorated on my end to the point where I know I'm not in love with her and I need to break it off. The problem is her sister is getting married in June, and my girlfriend is the maid of honor and has the big plans for us to spend the week together of the wedding. This seems like a pretty difficult time to break her heart with all the wedding preparations going on. Do I spare her feelings or do I pull the plug now?
I love that because some people, they answer their question in it. No, there's no reason to do this right now. Go have a great time. Don't hurt her during her sister's wedding where she's the maid of honor. And you knew not to do that. It's in your email. And then go and give it a little bit of time because she's also thinking about, weddings. And she's going to bring that up to you. No two ways about it. My sister got married. I'm the only one left at home. Don't get talked into getting married, mister. But yeah, you did the exactly right thing. Do not break this girl's heart during her sister's wedding. Give it some time. And then you're right. Break up with her, and you know that. You know this relationship is over. Hey, thank you very much for the calls. Thank you very much for the emails. That's all the time we have for you right now. Life Coach is brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.